Alrighty, so recently on Hermitcraft, the Mycelium headquarters has been found by the HEP. Now, if you're wondering what happened, Scar simply just stripped mined, and they basically made like these redstone machines, which basically, if you don't know what it is, it's basically like a flying machine. And what they did is they simply, it's a flying machine that only triggers at once, depending on the note block. You click on and you essentially blow it up. That doesn't make any sense, but well, it's not very easy to explain. But basically, the Mycelium headquarters have been found, which is a loss. So what next? Oh yeah, and one thing is that if you don't know which side I'm on for the entire thing, I support the Mycelium resistance. The reason why I support the Mycelium resistance is because I personally feel like that we use grass too much for the ground, and it's kind of limited our options when it's come to building. When it comes to building, I don't use grass as much. And I feel like Mycelium is undervalued. It looks kind of cool, actually. I kind of like that. It's its own unique shade, and I feel like we just use green grass way too much for building. And so I support the idea that you don't have to have green grass to make your build look good. Now, so yeah, that's why I would join the Mycelium resistance if it were like a choice. But yeah, basically, so yeah, what next? Like, what's gonna happen next? Well, that really depends on what actually happens, but first off, they're building a new base that's overground, and it's not going to be secret. But the thing is, like, because it's not secret anymore, the other team, the HEP, could just literally find out what they're actually doing. But to be fair, like, all they could have just done in the past was watch their videos. Nothing was secret anyway. But, either way, like, it still isn't going to be the same now that it's going to be overground. Yeah, pretty much, like, what is going to happen now that it's overground? Well, first off, the HEP is going to find out more about the base and about their plans and all. The second thing is that, you see, like, remember Season 6, the Civil War? I don't know how it happens because I actually wasn't on Minecraft back then. I only came back to Minecraft well into Season 6 of Hermitcraft. Yeah, I rewatched it, and it looks like to me like this is going to be something similar. And yeah, that's what I think is going to happen sometime soon. But we're not there yet. But where are we in terms of, the Mycelium resistance and the grass? Well, first off, I feel like some new members are going to be recruited from the Mycelium resistance because they don't have as many people as I'd say. And also, Mumbo's now on the HEP, which is really a loss because that isn't very good for them because Mumbo was originally the leader, and he really he was really the leader beforehand, but he moved because of the vault. However, I feel like that what's going to happen is Mumbo actually, someone might convince Mumbo to flip because when they were invading the Mycelium headquarters, they actually blew up their vault. They came in through the vault, and so that's the first thing I would do is I would try to flip Mumbo back and try to make some great vaults because vaults are the only reason why he's on either team to begin with, really. And I feel like that Iskal, he's going to be a next recruiter because when he was getting a mushroom farm, he had to have mycelium, and that could be an indication that he could easily join the mycelium resistance if he needs mushrooms and stuff. That could be a good reason. So that's what I would go for next. And oh yeah, I forgot food. Yeah, that's what I would go for next if I were the mycelium resistance. Is I would try and recruit Iskal. For the fact that he could have as many mushrooms as he would like. That would be my next goal. And yeah, try and flip Mumbo back on based on his vaults ideas. Although that could be a total failure. It's worth a shot at least. But yeah, that's what I would do first thing if I were the mycelium resistance. Now, what would I always do with the mycelium? Because you see, the mycelium is the issue here, because the hep is going to absolutely take it and burn it and do anything with it. Basically, just get rid of it as much as possible. Well, yeah, obviously, the resistance has to hide it somehow. Like, they can't just leave it out in the open and let the hep burn it. Otherwise they won't have mycelium. And what I would do is I would hide it in a secondary base or some place that the hep doesn't know about. Heck, if you let's say you recruit, yeah, I think hiding it somewhere random. Let's see, I'm trying to think of where is a place that is very random in the Hermitcraft server that nobody knows at all, except for the resistance members. And okay, and I would say a potential place is here's what I'm thinking. Maybe maybe a base in the Nether. Like Grian's upside down mansion. I think he could hide it in that because it's currently seen as a gold farm and not something like you would hide anything. And it doesn't really have much of a purpose other than being a gold farm, really. So I think that could be a potential place where you could hide the mycelium. And I wouldn't be shocked if he does that. He could just hide it somewhere completely random. I mean, mycelium's very important, and it looks good, and yeah, that's one place. Also, another thing that I want to say is that if you haven't seen Sapnap or Dream or whoever's video he has, what they've done in the past is they've played in Colorblind's George Not Found Colorblind's vision. Grass looks ugly for a colorblind person, and so I think that if you were a colorblind person, you'd probably go for mycelium because it looks better. Which now don't try and hate me or start drama with me about this, but yeah, that's also the reason why, because colorblind people matter as well. But back on the topic of the mycelium and where it's hiding, Grian's mansion is one area. Another area that I could see it being hidden is the don't know where else would be hidden currently. Maybe somewhere like XP Crafted's base, because nobody but Iskal, no, not Iskal, Impulse, my bad. I mixed up the I people. but Impulse and XB are the only people that know where his base is, I believe. And so, unless someone has been there, and everyone knows where it is because everyone shares their location, you could hide the Mycelium there because XB is a member of the Resistance, and it's like hard to tell where his base is from what I've seen. And the third place is somewhere super random. Like, remember when like Grian did a treasure hunt for Scar and he hid it somewhere really far away? That's where I'm thinking. Like, he could just hide it super far away from anywhere and no one would ever know where it is. But the only problem with that is, like, obviously you'd have to fly there to get the Mycelium, which would obviously take a lot of work. So, that's the only other problem that I could see with the hiding it, like, far away. And, yeah, that's pretty much what I have on where to hide the Mycelium. But that brings a question, like, what are the HEP going to do? Like, where's the HEP gonna go next in terms of this war or something? I'm pretty sure that they're not gonna do much. They're probably going to redecorate the original base that was hidden and probably put something like special in there. I'm thinking like maybe a vault of some sort. Yeah, I don't know what you would do with that base. Let me know what you think would happen with the new base that the HEP has. Like, what do you think the HEP will do with it? Because I certainly have no idea. Feels like one base is, just enough already. But, yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see about that one. Like, anything can pretty much happen. And, yeah, that's a lot of sticks. So, yeah, otherwise, I don't have much else to talk about, but, yeah, I might go into a few more things, like, for instance, like, who else is going to join if there aren't anybody else on either team, but I don't really feel like that there's any new members potentially. I mean, you have Joe Hills, who is always neutral. You have TFC, who is very inactive. You have, Vintage Beef is already a Podzol member. He's got like his one own army. And yeah, pretty much the majority of hermits who joined the team. I don't think that, Iskal and Mumbo are gonna be like the main people to flip. At this point, really, that's all I can say. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have for today. I hope you enjoyed me gathering wood and sticks and trading, and me just talking about the Mycelium Resistance HQ and where things are gonna go from now. I don't really, anything is up in the air at this point. I always consider my options, but yeah, that's just about it. Anyways, this is the Idea Kid signing out.